Thank you everyone for coming here, joining here for this particular session. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all you know, are having fun at this point. This is the second day of the year, and we are all gathered here so that we can basically get into something that can shape up our career into a new generation. Right. So let's not waste any more time since we have already waited a little extra. Uh, so let's start with the topic today. As you all know that why we are here, why we have gathered over here. So we've gathered over here to understand the shift in this EV industry that nobody is talking about. Okay, so let me just share my screen with all of you. Just give me a thumbs up when you can see my screen. Okay, is my screen visible for you? Great, great, great. All right. So let me just start now. So basically, why we are here, and why do we have to be understand the shift. Okay. So since you already know that right now, currently, what's happening in India, and not just in India, but globally, is the entire automotive domain has been shifting from ICE to electric vehicles or some other biofuel technologies. So, and in that, one of the major component is battery electric vehicles. Okay, so what are battery electric vehicles and how can we know about that? So, battery electric vehicles are some vehicles which are basically using battery as their source to run on the let's say on the road, right? So in that, what is actually happening, we have in India, we are having good enough companies which are currently into electric vehicle segment only. We have Tata, we have Mahindra, then we have MG, we have Hyundai, we have Kia and all. So these companies are here in India which are actually taking this entire segment to the future, right? Not about that only, but we have multiple other companies from the global level which are also in this race. So in India, we have Mercedes, we have BMW, we have Audi and Porsche and all. So I'm sure that you must have seen those vehicles as well on the road, specifically in the EV domain, right? But the part is that we need to understand that the vehicles are here, but the only problem is that we still don't know how to get into this industry and how to get actually most out of this industry. That means, like, the automotive domain is there from last 200 years, right? So IC engines, we've been using IC engines from last 200 years, and the only problem that we see with IC engines is that it takes our fossil fuels, and it also pollutes our environment. So that is a problem with it. And we have the solution. Solutions is either going for biofuel and they or going completely electric over here. And how can we get something positive out of it? And what do I mean by that is basically how you can get connected with this industry in terms of getting services, or maybe in terms of getting into development stage, because this entire segment, this entire electric vehicle domain offers a lot of things for you. And since it is a new segment, it is a new sector, it is offering good enough, I would say, monetary benefits, right? So this is something that we will be talking about today. So I hope you all know me. My name is Rahul. I am the senior technical trainer at DIYguru. I am having experience of almost 6 years. I have my expertise in automotive domain only. I started with mechanical and now I am completely shifting towards electrical and EVs only. I hold specific specialty in hybrid powertrains, hybrid electric vehicle powertrains, which we call it plug-in hybrids. So this is a little introduction for me, and let's start now. Okay, so let me just start with it. Like what most people believe about electric vehicle careers. So, what are the careers over here? Like, you need to understand the fundamentals, add some tools, get certified, and apply for EV roles. This is the major pathway or the journey that mostly people will be telling you, okay, this is the thing that you can go ahead. But will this approach work or not? That is the main question over here. This approach will be working when EV hiring was experimental. That means if I talk about, let's say, 3 years back or maybe 4 years back, at that point, this approach was working. So maybe you have got this idea from this approach, like from somebody who was already working into this particular field, and they must have gone through the same process and they have applied the same thing over here, and they have gotten into the EV industry. But it is not working right now. What is happening, because at that point, if you would have a little bit understanding for electric vehicles or automotive domain, or or say electrical or electronics domain, companies will be hiring you and they will be training you internally, right? And then you will be working on the projects. But at this point, since every company in the world is currently participating in this race, that who is going to be better in terms of providing electric vehicles with cutting edge technology, highest ranges, extreme comfort, everything. So that way, every company is in this race and they do not want to put a lot of time and effort onto the people that they are hiring. So they expect that the people should be having enough experience and knowledge while they are into their upskilling mode, and when they join they should be enough to start working on the real life project even in first or second month of joining only, right? This is what the people want. This approach that you can see on your screen is not required at this point. Yes, definitely you will be working, you will be learning fundamentals. All of these things are required, but apart from these things, you need that real experience. You need that hands-on training. You need that experience where you have worked or you have familiarized yourself with the real equipment, real electric vehicle in reality, right? So that is something that you would be needing to get into this particular career. So one of the major problem here is that we are still focusing on this particular approach and not focusing on the other aspect. And then we are comparing that, okay, this person got into this particular place, or this person got the job, but why can't I get into it? Right? Because the approach that you are taking is old now. The approach has to shift. So why we are here? We are talking about the shift. Okay. So shift is this. Got it? So we need to understand what's actually happening over here. So between now and 2026, so right now we have started the 2026, and what we have gathered from the previous data and what we can uh, project for this year, for the coming year. Three fundamental forces which are converging towards electric vehicle hiring standards. The first thing is adoption accelerating. That means market penetration is already there. I can just give you an example. Like currently, I think 1 month back only, Mahindra has launched three more variants of their electric vehicles. Mahindra was already working with different electric vehicles like BE6, XEV9E, XUV3XO. So they already had three vehicles in their lineup. Now they have added three more, XUV9S, then a similar segment X, and then BE6, another edition. So that way now they are having six different vehicles into their fleet. Okay, just Mahindra itself. Now if I go to Tata, one of the another biggest player in India, they are having more than 6 7 vehicles in EV industry. So I'll start with Tata Tiago. So they have Tiago EV, they have Tigor EV, but they have discontinued the Tigor EV. So they have Tigor EV in commercial mode, specifically available for taxis or fleet. Then they have Punch EV, they have Nexon EV, they have Curve EV, and they have Harrier EV. So all the vehicles that they are having in ICE, petrol or diesel, they are having that in electric mode also. Only Safari and Sierra are the ones which are not having EV versions yet. But Sierra EV is also announced. Maybe by the end of March or maybe starting of April this year, you will be seeing Sierra EV as well, right? So that way only Safari is left. Apart from that, all the entire vehicles that we see in Tata's campaign, you can see that everything is in EV now. So that way we know that we do have the very I would say vast range of electric vehicles, just India based. I'm not talking about any other company right now, right? I'm just talking about India only. Then if we get into other companies, we have MG, we have Hyundai and all. So what I want to explain you that the EV penetration is going very much stronger at this point, right? So across all vehicle segments, not just in four wheelers, but two wheelers and three wheelers also, and the commercial segment also. I'll give you an example. There's a very new company. I would not say new company, but again, a company which started 6 7 years back only into this automotive domain called Euler Motors. They started with three wheeler commercial three wheelers, the load carrying commercial three wheelers, and now they are getting into LCV category, which is called light commercial vehicle category, of taking up to paying capacity of more than 1 tons. Okay, so and that is into four wheelers. So they have first got into this category with three wheelers, and now they are expanding in four wheelers as well. So that shows the penetration, right? So this is the first characteristic that we need to understand before getting into the shift, that we need to understand what how deep is the penetration of this industry. So we can assume that right now it is very deep. Okay, so we have to basically get towards those standards. Secondly, hiring standards tightening. That means companies are refining their recruitment criteria, and they are much more focused on the people who are adding value to them and their time. Okay, so they are looking for people who are having different traits, different these things. I would say, uh, they would be having. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Yeah. So they are looking for people who are having different sort of skills together, and they are having expertise in electric vehicle also, so that they can apply everything over here and work for you, right? So that is why the hiring standards have been increased and the competition increasing, since we all know that this entire segment is booming at this point. A lot of people are getting into it, and a lot of entry level talent pool, like a lot of entry level positions are now crowded. Okay, but the point is they are growing also. I mean, the number of entry level jobs have become higher. If I talk about in 2024 to 2025, the jobs in entry level positions have increased by almost 15 to 20%, which is a good increase just in 1 year only. So that way I can see, yes, the increment is there, but similarly the crowd is also there at the entry level jobs. So I would suggest, if people are already there in the already having different experiences, they can actually get into it and use their experience and get one level above than the entry level talent pool. Okay, so that you are not starting as a fresher, but you are starting somebody as having good enough experience also, right? So this is another thing that we need to keep in mind, right? So this way, if I talk about, these are the major three factors which are affecting at this point the EV, I would say EV segment. Okay, now, what we see new EV launches across segments that we already know, we have already talked about. Like recently, the new EV that has been launched 1 month ago was from Mahindra. Then in next 2 months, we are having Tata vehicles also. So that way, new EV launches are happening in every segment. In electric two-wheeler segment, you see every month there is a new scooter that has been launching, and every month there is every 2 to 3 months there are commercial or passenger vehicles that are launching, right? Policies and incentives are subsidized. Basically, if I talk about passenger vehicles, yes, the policies have been decreased, to be very honest, but policies have been increased for commercial segment. If you are somebody who is working into commercial segment, you would see that the subsidies for it, the new like moving towards electric vehicle, the policy for that have been increased, right? And major companies have gone through funding processes so that they can get streamline their all the processes and get into, mass manufacturer, so that they can also fulfill the need of a common man, right? So this is something that we are seeing. But what companies experiencing difficulty finding job ready EV talent, that is something that every company is dealing with right now. As I've mentioned, that all the companies, what they want is they want to have people who are having different skill sets, right? And they do not want to put a lot of effort and time to train you, and that is something that we need to understand, right? So, and that is why companies are majorly not hiring a lot of people. They are conducting interviews, they are taking placement drives, but they are not able to shortlist a lot of people. Maybe for let's say 5 positions, they are shortlisting only 5 people, but instead they should be shortlisting 10 to 15 people for 5 positions, right? So this is very important. The last part is higher rejection. That is just I was just explaining to you. Higher rejection ratios at screening stage. So because your resume that you are sending to the company is not very dynamic, is not very exciting for the company, and it is not you know uh, telling the company that you can offer a lot. That way, it will be rejecting at that instance only, right? And this is something that we need to fulfill. So if I talk about, this is the second part of it. First part is the approach, right? First we need to change the approach. Second is how the company will be seeing us in terms of getting into this particular domain. Then is the EV talent paradox. Now we'll understand one more thing. uh, EV roles are open. Hundreds of positions across battery diagnostic system and embedded systems are open. Companies are expanding. OEMs and suppliers are actively growing with their EV divisions. And the problem is roles remain unfilled. Why? Extending hiring timeline due to talent shortfall. Now, uh, once again, read first and second point over here. Hundreds of open positions right now. If I'll ask you, do one thing. Go to LinkedIn and just type battery diagnostic systems role, or battery simulation engineer, or embedded systems engineer. You will find at least 20 to 30 different openings at this point also, right? I'll tell you, you will be finding that. But the point is, those roles are still not, are able to basically quantify. So at this point, what is happening with all the companies? People are opening their roles, and people are accepting the applications also, but they are not able to find the suitable candidates, right? Companies are expanding. Companies want to expand, but they are still not able to expand. Why? Because they are short on human resource, And if they are short on human resource, then it is the problem with them. They cannot get into, expansion mode. And that is the gap, that we have to fill. The gap is the readiness level, and we'll have to make sure that we are there. The readiness is there. Now the thing is that skills that you are getting is, I have learned this, the certification completion, theoretical knowledge, tool familiarity. That is the skill. But the capability is that I have applied this on real system, hardware and software problems, system understanding, hardware exposure, uh, diagnostic thinking, process discipline. This is something that you should know, you should be knowing, right? Skills is something that, let's say, if I have a group of 100 people, I and everybody has gone to school, so they have experienced those skills. They have earned those skills from first to 12. They have earned the skills, but only out of those 100, 10 to 15 are there which are actually outperforming everything, right? So I can only depend on to the 10 to 12 only, right, which have the capabilities. And understand one thing, that at this hour you do not need skills, you need skills plus capabilities. So this is something that you would be requiring at this point. Now I'll be also telling you what is in the demand at this point. So these are the few roles that are currently in demand. Okay, the very first role is battery and BMS execution. This involves testing, validation, optimization of battery systems and management electronics. Right, this is very, very important and very, very in demand role at this point. Related to batteries, not just this, but anything related to batteries is very much in demand. So you should know about batteries, you should know about BMS, you should know about battery thermal management systems also, how to cool down batteries, how to manage the thermal efficiency of the battery, right? And you should know how to work on it. You should know how to create battery packs, how to connect the battery pack with the BMS itself, how to test a BMS. So if you know all of it, if you know the basics of battery, advanced systems of the batteries, then you can definitely get into this particular scenario and apply for these jobs. This is one part of it. Second part is embedded and firmware. Now, again, when I talk about electric vehicles, now electric vehicles are not just electric vehicles, but they are smart electric vehicles, right? So when I'm talking about smart electric vehicles, everything is focused with, uh, everything is actually dealing with a lot of tech. You see, every electric vehicle is coming up with a lot of different features, ADAS and this and that. So how it is achieved? It is achieved with the help of embedded systems, right? With the help of microcontrollers, with the help of sensors, with the help of sensor integration, sensor fusion. And that is very much important and very much in demand role at this point, right? Then diagnostic services. So at this point, we don't even know how to diagnose if there is a problem in our EV, since the entire segment is very new. If anything comes, if you are an owner and if you are using the vehicle for, let's say, 1 or 2 year only, and you come across some problem, you don't even know what is the actual thing over here. You can't even perform your first hand diagnosis also, which the owner should be doing only, right? That is one thing. But let's say if you are into service providing, then how would you able to diagnose that? Troubleshooting processes, repair and maintenance. Uh, so this is something that, again, very much important for people who are looking for a business opportunity, right? Then testing and validation, again, very much important. Quality assurance, performance testing, and compliance verification. This is not just for the entire vehicle, but this is also on the each component segment. So if I talk about batteries, so quality assurance are there in batteries also, for motors also, for thermal management system also, for your power electronics, everything is there, right? So These are few roles which are currently in very high demand, and you should look out for these kind of roles at this point, right? So now we move ahead. What should be closely, like what quietly closes if you wait? So first is entry roles crowd. As I've mentioned, I've already told you that entry roles are crowded. Entry level EV positions become saturated with applicant as awareness grows. I've already told you about this. Second thing is screening deepens. That means recruiters have raised their evaluation standards and requiring more proof of hands-on capability. As I've mentioned in the earlier slide, that you do not need skill, but you need skills plus capability. Then profiles blurs, that is tool only profiles lose differentiation as basic certifications become commonplace. That means even if you are getting certificates from multiple other organizations or something, it will still become a commonplace because it is just a certification and it does not help you once it does not highlight you to like let's say it is only putting you into the crowd, it is not highlighting you at this point. Then window narrows, that is the gap between hiring standard and average preparation widens continuously. That means, let's say if you are trying to get into EV industry and you are also upskilling yourself, but in that upskilling you are only gathering the theoretical knowledge, right? And the industry demands theoretical as well as practical and hands-on training also. So that way their expectations are getting high, but you are not able to sorry, you are not able to fulfill those. So again, it's a problem, right? Now, now it is the time that you have to act early. So first of all, what you have to do is early position creates structural advantages that compound over time. First thing is higher shortlisting. So applied capability stands out immediately in initial screening rounds. So this is one thing. Second thing is better conversations. Recruiter engage differently when you demonstrate system level understanding. So when I'm talking about skills, when you are preparing, let's say for some particular job role, and there you had just have the skills of it, and if the interviewer is asking you something, you would be only telling them the things that you have learned through online or maybe your I would say the theoretical manner. But if you have studied it on the system level, if you have given if you have given time for practical training, if you have given everything in terms of practical approach, then you will be having a different sort of understanding, and then you will be able to tell the interviewer in a better way that okay, this if I am talking about a system, then I can definitely explain that system in more deeper manner, and that is something that people require at this point. Faster trust is hardware exposure and project works. If you are having exposure to a good enough hardware, or if you are having projects related to this industry, it will automatically highlights you, right? And then career compounding is basically strong foundation enables faster progress. If you are having good enough foundation, it will enable your hiring process, it will just make it faster. So exactly what you can see over here is what actually works at this point. The critical question becomes clear: what truly succeed in today's EV hiring environment? Not opinions, not marketing, outcomes and data and process. This is something that works, right? So I will again go over here. This was the approach that was working for people who wanted to apply into this industry, and they have been working also. But this approach has been cancelled out, or I would say this approach has been now old. Okay, so if you would be applying for EV related jobs or getting into EV business, let's say 3 years back or maybe 4 years back, then definitely this approach would help you, but not now. Okay. So this is, I would say, I will tell you, this is a placement report from DIY Guru in 2000, like in the last quarter of 2025, which is from October, November, and December. Right at this point, these are the real numbers that we are showing you. The nothing here is actually demonstrated. Uh, just a second. Yeah, nothing here is actually at this point, I would say, extrapolated or exaggerated data. This is the real data. Okay. In the last quarter of 2025, we have placed a student which is having 8.4 lakh of CTC, who got 8.4 lakh CTC, which is pretty much high since he was not having any experience. He got into the fresher category only. The top 10 average packages was about 7.5 lakh. The overall average was 5 lakh rupees, and the median was 4.5 lakh rupees. Now this is a segment where people are getting into technician roles, so you can definitely eliminate the this part, but you can see upwards of this one. I'll tell you, when the boom in IT industry happened, when the boom in CS industry happened, at that point also, the initial packages that the people were getting was about 5 to 6 lakhs only. But here in the EV domain, it is still more than that. The highest package that are happening over here is about 8.4, 8.5, it upwards of 10 lakh also. And if you're somebody who is having experience, you can get more than 13 to 14 lakhs as well, right? So this is not something that I am just telling you out of nowhere, but this is the real data that talks about. We are not claiming anything, but we are actually showing you the real data over here, right? So I hope you are getting the hang of it. Why do we need to understand this shift into this entire segment? Now, I have Ashraf over here with us. He will be explaining you more about this entire uh,
Sir, how
segment of it,
sir how
right?
it is possible, sir? 8.4 lakh for as a fresher, how it is possible, sir?
We'll tell you, Anand. Let us first finish this. We will take the questions. Sure. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Ashraf, are you here?
Yes, Rahul. Yes, I'm
Yes,
here.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should
So
I
the very first,
unshare my screen?
yes, yes, you could close it.
Sure, sure.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for taking it forward. And at the very first, before starting it and before transferring the call, I would like to take a moment to appreciate everyone that everyone has joined here. And on a Friday evening, late night at 8, like it actually shows your dedication and seriousness about changing your journey and the seriousness and the passion on the side of electric vehicle and embedded system. I was in the session and I got to understand that the most of the tech skills and everything has been covered by Rahul. I would like to take another second to thank thank Rahul that he has taken a look forward into that. Okay, so before moving ahead, I would like to just clarify one thing that is there anyone in the session who is not very comfortable with English, or is there anyone in the session who is not comfortable with Hindi? Could you just give me a thumbs up if you are not very comfortable with Hindi? Because sometimes like I will be keeping in Hindi as well. Okay. Mohindra is not comfortable. Okay, got it. Perfect, perfect. I got it. Okay, so what we will be doing that at the very first in the primary language we will be keeping it in English only, and if needed, then obviously we will be explaining it in Hindi as well. Okay, so primary language will be English for sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, just allow me a second. I am about to share my screen. Okay. Okay. In meanwhile, I would like to take a moment to introduce myself. I'm Ashraf. I'm from in the industry from past 7 years, and I'm working. as a strategist here. So basically, when it comes to the industry part, that what's actually happening in the AV industry. So I'm the person you could feel free to ask questions about. Okay, okay, let's start then. Okay, is my screen visible to everyone? Could you just give me a thumbs up? Perfect, perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, okay. So where Rahul left, where Rahul was explaining about the numbers, right? As Rahul talked about that, what actually works is not opinions, not marketing. It's outcomes, data, process, and what DIY Guru is that we believe in that. Allow me to have a single moment on that. Actually, Rahul has explained everything. Like it is completely fair to you. Like there is no escalation on the data. Like we have not played with the data or any numbers. This is what we are showing as real EV placement outcomes, right? I guess I have to zoom it a little. Okay, perfect. I hope it is visible, right? Okay. So, so what we are showing is the real EV placement outcomes, and it is from DIY Guru only. Okay. So as Rahul has mentioned about the DIY Guru, that we are the pioneer in the industry. What we are doing is something which is ahead of everyone else. Cause where we are standing at this very moment, being a pioneer, being on the system and being having that industry exposure and the collaborations with academia, industry, placement partners. So this is something which makes us different, right? So I won't be taking much time on that. Basically, I would like to highlight two things. So I was in the meeting and someone asked about that. As a fresher, can I get 8.4 lakh? So I would love to introduce that 8.4 lakh has been got by a fresher only. I will certainly give you a brief on that in the next slides. Okay. So yeah, so this is it. So basically, who is getting placed? So when we understand the roles, what are the actual roles in the electric vehicle segment? So what we could see: battery service test engineers, BMS power electronics, quality production engineers, embedded fireware engineers, EV diagnostic validation. So this is just the top roles I'm talking about. But apart from that, there are multiple roles we can't even count in numbers. So this is something like I would love to take a moment to share one instance which happened with me. In I recently visited EV Expo, and there I was talking to some people. So when I was talking to them, they were mentioning that it is not that industry does not have the recruit requirement. Industry has the requirement, but they are actually not getting the right candidate, right? So in every single role, in every single organization, I can feel there are requirement, but people are like skilled professionals are not in the market, and that is something which is actually lacking behind. It is not that requirement is not there. When I was talking to some of the people in the area expo, they were talking about they always suffer on when it comes to hiring because they never get the trained professionals. And when we talked about what we are doing, what we are solving, you might not believe that, but they were so interested. And that moment we talked about, that moment we shared the profiles of our students, they were like that it was a great miss that we were not in the collaboration. And that is something where I will move and I will show that we have 150 plus recruiters, but later part I will come into that. So but now what I would like to highlight that if you see that, allow me to zoom in. So if I show you some of the students of ours who got placed in companies, you could see that battery technician, GET, quality inspection, in quality check, in site engineer, in trainee executive. So these are the profiles, and believe me, here I have listed here we have 7 profiles, right? And out of 7, I can have a guarantee on that, and I can say that 5 of them are freshers. So this is the market. This is what we are training, and this is where we believe in that in the system what we have developed throughout the years. So now coming to the point, like allow me to have a moment on the DIY Guru, how DIY Guru making an ecosystem and what is happening in DIY Guru. So this is the actual data. There is nothing there. This is the actual numbers we have. We have 150 plus recruiters with us, like probably 210 plus job roles. Probably it will be less. We have what we are mentioning. It will be less. We have more than that. Number of students applied 450. People are getting placed in the EV sector. They are starting their career in EV. And like, see the partners. I don't think that I have to introduce any single of them, right? Everyone is aware of L&T, TCS, Bosch, Reliance, HL Mando. There are multiple companies. I can take name of Bigos. Like if I zoom in, I would be able to show you Bigos, Icon Engineering, Samarth, Frontech. next you. So there are companies who are hiring in the EV, and this is how it is happening. So without wasting any single time, just give me that why we believe in the system, and just allow me to introduce that what actually makes the difference when we talk about electric vehicle and what when other companies are talking about. This is not a comparison because we don't believe that there is anything much to compare on. So these are the data what we could talk about. The people are like I guess Rahul has mentioned everything. Like it's not luck and timing, right? It's not personal reference. It's not one-time hiring drives. Nothing is like that. It is only and solely about where you are standing, how skillful you are to get that job, to be in that place when it comes to electric vehicle domain. Okay. So this is our process where we believe the most. Where I was talking about the placement is not random, right? It is not luck and timing. Why we say that? Because we have built a process which is that sharp, that actually ensures that doesn't matter you're coming from a fresher background, you have no idea about technical. It does not matter. Because what we teach, the learning processes we have, these all are future proofs. These all are tried and tested. We have spent around 2 to 3 years just on the R&D part. We have done research and development only, just for the 2 to 3 years. And after that, thus we have developed this system, which actually guarantees every single thing. When I start mentioning one by one, allow me once. So basically, it starts with the orientation, then we have a platform induction, then we have active learning. There you see active learning and applied learning. There are two terms, right? So basically, active learning is all about that you are being taught theoretical parts. On the LMS modules, you will be having your courses, whichever program you are looking, whichever program is best suited for you, you will be having your LMS. And then you will be going for the live classes, webinars, peer learning, and everything. And it is not that in the webinars as we are having one webinar. So when you join in, you will be having actually external webinars as well, where external people from the industry will come and they will try to make you understand that what's happening. So you will be getting the industry data, industry insights from there. Okay, when it comes to applied learning, this is what we talk about. That this is something which actually differentiate us from every single company, and this is where we stand strong. And this is where the companies who are with us when it comes to hiring drives, when it comes to the active hiring partners, and this is one of the reasons that they are with us because they believe in our processes. That when we say applied learning, it is actually applied. We have capstone projects, real time projects from the companies we have, the hiring partners, the other companies, the academic partners, they share their projects. And when you join in, you will be working on those projects, the real time projects, which are actually coming out of the industries, out of the electric vehicle industry, which are the companies in the industry electric vehicle segment, they are actually sharing the capstone projects. You will be having the tool exposure. I don't think that there is much to explain. You just go to the DIYguru YouTube channel, you just search about the lab tool or any tool, or like you will get to know about it. That what are the tools we have, the smart, the advanced tools we have, the completely aligned with the industry needs. The tools we are having, and we are actually training. When we talk about hands-on training, we are actually training on those tools. So you won't be left behind. You won't be working on something which is not relevant in the market now. So we are working on that, and that's the reason when I was mentioning that we have spent 2 to 3 years only on the R&D just to develop this ecosystem. And obviously the 24/7 learner support. Because what we believe that DIY Guru is not built by the professionals, it is built by learners that who are coming here, they are actually referring people. They are actually talking about that DIY Guru is the place because we have built that thing. We believe in our processes, and that actually makes the difference. Okay, so as everyone was talking about the placement track and everyone is curious about the placement, allow me, I will take just 30 to 40 seconds to explain it further. So basically, at the very first, how we strengthen the placement track. So we don't allow that like other companies or other anyone who is in the market, we don't allow people to sit in the placement. We actually have a eligibility criteria test. So before becoming eligible for the placement, you have to go through one test that is called DET. Pardon me. It is called PET, placement entrance test. And after passing the placement entrance test, you will be actually allowed to sit in the placement processes, to be with us when it comes to placement. Because when we understand that you are not technically sharp enough to sit in the placement, we will be working on your technical part, which I was talking on the learning track, right? We'll be working on this thing, and that is something, that is the reason we have 95% placement record. And what I am talking about, the 5%, they are probably not interested, or they are probably working professional who are having their jobs and just here for the upskill. But if I talk about the numbers, if you are really serious about your career, if you are really serious, and if you are really want to do, if you really want to change, and if you are actually serious and following every single thing in the learning track, there is no chance that you won't be getting placed. There is no chance of it. We have not encountered any. Okay. So it starts with the eligibility criteria. When you pass eligibility criteria, you go for the profile readiness. When you talk about profile readiness, we take every single thing of yours. We will be working along with you in every single thing. Start with LinkedIn, CV, what the keywords you should be having for being shortlisted in the companies, everything. How to make your CVs ETA friendly, how to be shortlisted in the EV sector, in the EV domains, the right roles, how to find the right roles, everything. We'll be sorting out everything. Whatever domains you are looking forward to, we will be there with you. As I was saying, that 24/7 support we have, right? So after profile readiness, we have community access. You will be added in the every single community. After that, the interview preparation will be started. You will be having your mock technical round. You will be having your personality development rounds. In the mock technical round, we actually share the feedbacks. We actually have you with us. We actually have sessions on this, that what you should be working on. What is the actual industry demand? In the mock interview, you will actually able to understand yourself, that where you are standing, and you will be getting the customized, the completely bespoke feedback, which will definitely make the difference. Because in the world of AI and chat GPT and stuff, I don't think there is anything lacking behind. It is just the customization is needed. Because still we talk about AI, but AI is not able to customize according to your profile. AI can't access, AI can't understand where you are standing at this very moment. And that is something DIYguru stands strong. And we talk about that we are here to support you in that journey. Okay. After interview and mock rounds, you will be having, you'll be applying in the jobs. After that, you'll be having your interview rounds with the companies. After being shortlisted, we are the person, you will be the at the very first, and we will be congratulating you and obviously support on your journey. And obviously, what we say, that once a DIY Guru student is always a DIY Guru student. And that is something we believe. And that is the reason we have post placement support. After getting placed, you are still the part of the cohort. You are still part of DIY Guru. You will always be. Once you enter DIY Guru, you are always a part of DIY Guru. And that is something which, when we talk about close placement, that you are always a DIY Guru student. So obviously, if anytime you are having any difficulty, DIY Guru will be standing along with you. Okay. Okay, I guess I have explained everything about the why DIY Guru was built different. We have hardware first learning, which I was talking on the hands-on training. We have system level thinking. As I was explaining that we have spent 2 to 3 years only on the research and development to develop this. The process, the foolproof process, which doesn't have any lack. You can't question the process. I believe in that. Rahul, I believe in that. The reason is like we have worked on that. We have done the research and development. We have covered every single thing is needed to become a EV ready professionals. And that is the reason we say it with confidence. Industry execution projects you will be having, obviously, as I mentioned, that we have the hiring partners, we have academic partners, they actually share their live projects, and you'll be working on real EV live projects, real application and internship. Obviously, the internship support will also be there. The academic partners we have, they actually give projects in the live mode as well, in the remote also. If there is something, some opportunities on the internship part, our students go to their field and work on that and have a complete internship and apprentice exposure on the same. Okay. So as I was talking about the partners, right? So just allow me to mention some of our partners which must be highlighted. First is IT Jammu. We are partnered with IT Jammu. On the academics part, we are partnered with Ajit DY Patil. Government recognition, if I talk about, we are ASDC, AICTE, NEET, Digital India acknowledged. We have the acknowledgement from this, we have the recognition from these institutions. And I don't think that there is anything much I need to explain about the ASDC or AICTE, right? And when we talk about the placement processes, right? I was talking about the placement processes, and this is something after research and development we have developed, and that is actually make the difference. I'm really proud. Rahul and I are really proud to say that we are the only company when it comes to the Asia, when it comes to the world, we are the only company who has a own job portal specifically for EV sector. We don't list any job apart from EV. We are completely dedicated EV job platform that name e-mobility careers. I guess if you are with us from a long time, obviously you know about it. That on the e-mobility careers we list jobs. We have all the job listing there. Whatever the job listings are in the EV sector, we have all of them, and that is the reason that we have the guarantee from the industry as well. So before moving to the part forward with DIY Guru, how you'll be joining and everything. So I would like to take a moment when I was highlighting this only. So here I am mentioning the partners, right? These are all the partners. So all the partners or jobs are being listed here only. So when you go to the e-mobility careers, you will actually getting the full proof that all type of jobs are listed there. So this is something, and that is the reason we take proud in the system and we take proud in our processes. Okay, so just I guess everything is going fine. It is just that now let's move ahead with how if you are enrolling and if you are looking forward with DIY Guru, how your path will be looking like with us. So at the very first, I guess I have given a brief idea that how your learning track and everything will be. So just allow me that how you will be able to get along with us and how your path will be with us and from start to end. So at the very first, you will be going through your skill assessment. So obviously there are two processes of skill assessment. One is that we'll be going through one optional examination, and it is completely optional. It's completely based on your performance and the talk you are having with our admission team. So if our admission team feels that there is need for the assessment, then obviously they will give you an chance of assessment. And out of assessment part, if you score well, and if we understand that you are scoring well and you're doing great, then obviously you will be transferred to the choose your program. Here you will be having your counseling session with one of our experts. Probably it could be me, it could be Rahul, and on that part we'll be sitting with you for 15 to 30 minutes and understand your journey. Try to understand what you are looking forward to, and obviously we will customize your journey completely. We'll customize where you're starting, where you are at this very moment, and where you want to reach in your life. And out of that, we will be customizing your course, we will be customizing your journey, and we'll be supporting in the process. Now after that, as the program, you choose your program, you enroll in your program, and when everything is done, you start learning, you start practicing, you start learning on BMS and everything. Sorry, you start learning on LMS and everything, and then you start practicing on our tools. You will be having the hands-on training. As I was talking about the applied training part, right? When I was discussing about applied learning, I was talking about the hands-on training as well, right? So this is something you will be working. And after that, obviously, the placement support you will be getting. You will get your dream job. And after that, you will get certified from DIY Guru. And this is your path will be looking like in simple 5 steps, if I talk about. Okay. So obviously we celebrate our 5,000 plus alum now working on leading EV companies. So this is something we actually that is something that actually matters to us. That we take proud that 5,000 plus alum are working in the EV leading EV companies at this very moment. And this is not something like they are working as a technician or some that type of role. They are actually working on some serious like some very big professions. Like if I talk about there was one student of us who is actually the VP of Air India at this very moment. Srinath K, his name is. So if you go to search on the YouTube, you will just definitely find it. Just pardon me. Just search Srinath K on YouTube, and you will just definitely get to know that one of our alum. He's working. He is heading the Air India part at this very moment. He is the VP of Air India at this very moment. We are actually take proud of in this process, and this is not one. We have like many numbers. Like if I start talking about, probably we'll be having another 1 hour discussion on that. Okay, so this is something we take actually proud of. Okay, so before moving forward, I will just give to like just to introduce one thing, and after that, obviously, I would love to call Rahul to give a better clarity on that. So basically, we have majorly two programs, which is one is PG program, another is nano program. Okay. So nano program and PG program, the major differentiation I will be talking about. The ICP is same. That whenever you are a yearly professional or early professional, you are uh, just you are a fresher, you are looking forward to enter in the AV, both program suits you. It is thus that PG program is the long program which has 12 months, and then program is 6 months, and the certification and everything will be there. The placement assurance we have in the PG program, and then program we obviously have placement assistance. We actually have 24/7 support. Okay, and like as the time duration suggests that 12 in 12 months we will obviously be covering every single thing in deep and semester wise manner. And in the nano program we focus on your path, like probably if you're looking forward to start your career, and you are not like confused, you actually know that this is something where I want to build my career in, then obviously out of that courses that I was talking about, that we customize according to your want, your need, your requirement. So there is something we have for nano degree programs. And obviously, if you're looking forward to, if you're coming from scratch, if you're looking forward to become a EV professional, if you're looking forward to become a EV future leader, then obviously EV program is suggested for you. I would like to take a moment and I would like to invite Rahul to give a better clarity over the same. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Ashraf. I think you have explained it very well only. Let me just explain one more time about PG program and nano degree programs that we are having over here. So in our PG programs, as you can see, it's first of all, it's a 12-month program. Okay, so in which what you are actually learning, it's it's not just electric vehicle, I would say, the theory or just the practical part. It's actually the entire ecosystem that we are providing. Right. And what I mean by ecosystem is, let's say if you are getting into the development of an electric vehicle, right? So you need to know every aspect of automotive domain. It will include the mechanical part also. It will include the electrical part, electronics part, sensors part, then also other things as well that you need to figure it out. So everything is there, right? And we have kept all of these thing in account, and we have included everything in our PG program, right, which will give you experience like none other program is there out there, which will be helping you from going from zero to actually 100, right? So this
Hello, sir.
happens in
Hello.
our PG program. Just a second, Rishikesh. And the second part is our nano degree program. So nano degree program is basically our 6 months shorter and crisp program, specifically curated for people who are actually working in the industry and they are already on their path, and then they need specific more guidance to get along with their future goals or whatever they have thought in terms of their career, right? So that is a 6 months program that we offer. We offer multiple different specialities in that as well, right? So let's say if you're coming from a background from electrical and electronics engineer, so we have a specialization for that also. We have specialization in mechanical. We have specialization in embedded systems, AutoSAR and ADAS also, right? So these are the specializations that we have curated in nano degree programs also, right? So at this point, we are giving you two different options, either to go with a 12 months program or to go with a 6 months program. So all of these things are there with us. And as Ashraf has mentioned, and as I have also mentioned in the earlier part of the session, that here we are not just providing you the skill, but we are making you capable enough to get into the industry, right? So that is very much important over here, right? Acquiring skill is something that you can get it from anywhere, right? But making you job readiness, your making your profile that much capable, where even if the recruiter is looking at your profile or maybe connecting with you on a personal level on an interview, they should know that this person has gone through some extensive upskillment, right? And that is what something that we are providing over here, right? I don't think so I need to mention this, that we are the only ones which are actually providing in this industry the hands-on training access for all the students. Right, we have our DIY Guru lab, in which we are having all the equipments that are required for electric vehicle ecosystem. We have four wheelers, we have two wheelers, we have three-wheeler simulators, we have charger simulators, we have DIY kits, we have sensor integration kits also, we have battery technology kits, we have BMSs multiple different types. Right, so all of these things are there at our labs. Right, so yeah, this is something that we are helping all the students out there who wanting to get into this particular domain, and you want to shape their future. Right, so yes, and also Ashraf has mentioned about the placement assistance and everything that is also there. Right, we definitely help you with placement assistance and everything. Right, so yeah, this is pretty much it that we wanted to share you.